Hello and welcome to today's video on vaping and pregnancy. So what I want to say to you is that this video isn't going to focus on the science of what vaping is doing to your baby, and there's a reason for that. I want to help you learn how to quit vaping as a pregnant woman, okay? And I can focus on the science, but I think that's going to freak you out, so we don't need to look into it. All you need to know scientifically is that nicotine and the hundreds of other heavy metals and chemicals in vapes are not healthy for you and your brain and your body, so obviously it's not healthy for you and your baby. But that's not what this video is about. I'm not here to shame you or beat yourself up. I want to teach you how to overcome vaping for good, whether you're pregnant or not. But what I want to say is it's very important that right now, I know that you're in a lot of shame and guilt. I know that you're hiding it. You're probably hiding it from your spouse or your partner. You don't want to be even around yourself. Every time you look in the mirror, you're beating yourself up for it. And what I want to offer is you can quit vaping, and I will teach you how today in today's video, but you cannot do it from shame and guilt. If shame and guilt worked, I would say beat yourself up all the time. But quitting vaping and learning how to manage substances is something you do by improving the relationship you have with yourself, so that what's left when there's no nicotine involved is somebody you like to be around. So often we try to use shame and guilt to beat ourselves into an action, but what we don't understand is the reason we're taking that action is because we already are in a bunch of negative and scary emotions we don't want to deal with. So trying to add on more scary emotions like shame and guilt is just going to make the problem worse. So I know it's difficult because right now you're literally pregnant and you're vaping and all of society is telling you you're bad and wrong for that. But I just want to be the voice that says, have some compassion on yourself. It's not like you want to be here right now watching this video, and I know that it feels out of your control. So beating yourself up, again, not going to help. With that said, my name is Andrew Cipriano. I am the creator of the 3 Addiction Framework. I have the #1 podcast in the world on the subject of quitting vaping, the Quit Vaping Podcast. And I help specifically moms learn how to quit vaping, because if I can help you, I can also help your kids never get addicted to nicotine to begin with. So we're going to talk about the 3 Addiction Framework today and why it's going to help you. And the first step is dropping the shame, dropping the guilt. There's nothing wrong with you. You just don't have the right tools, okay? So when it comes to addiction, there's 3 separate addictions you have to deal with. There's the chemical addiction to nicotine. Everybody knows about that. That's only about 10 to 15% of the actual problem. And then there's the mental addiction and the emotional addiction, okay? The mental addiction to nicotine is that we have thoughts and beliefs that are currently creating addiction for us, all right? The reason we take any action is because of a thought that creates an emotion that drives an action. And that is the complete picture of addiction, is that we're constantly having thoughts that are creating cravings and emotions in our body, and from those emotions and cravings, we're vaping, okay? So if you're trying to quit vaping without understanding the thoughts and the emotions behind it, it's nearly impossible. You're going to be left in willpower, and then you're going to beat yourself up when that doesn't work. That's why you're watching this video right now, because you're in that exact cycle. So what I want to offer to you is that there are emotions in your body, and I consider cravings emotions, and you need to learn how to deal with your emotions without using nicotine. Right now, you can think of nicotine or your vape as your pacifier. Why do babies use pacifiers? Because they want to soothe themselves. The reason you're vaping is because you have all these uncomfortable emotions that you don't know how to deal with, and that you're currently using nicotine to deal with. That's the best tool you have in your toolbox, is your vape, your passy, whatever you want to call it. So if you want to quit vaping, you have to learn how to manage your emotions. That's the emotional addiction, and to learn how to manage the thoughts that are creating those emotions. This is going to be a pretty short video today because I just want to bring awareness to you to stop beating yourself up as a parent or a mother who's vaping, and then to also open your eyes to the real solution to quitting vaping, which is managing your thoughts, managing your emotions, managing your actions, which is vaping, okay? If you want help with this, I have a link in the bottom of this video. It's a very short video, I understand that, but I have so much information for you for free. In the link in that video, there's a survival guide I created specifically for you. It's called the Vape Withdrawal Survival Guide for stressed out moms just like you. Go into my link tree, click on that, get into the email sequence, read through that survival guide, and start opening up the emails I send to you every day, because in addition to that survival guide, you will be in an email sequence that's going to add so much value to you and help you understand this problem so you can finally put it behind you. I really do want this to work for you. This is not just something I do as a business to make money. This is something I do that it comes from the deepest part of my soul. And I think this work, learning how to manage our thoughts and our emotions around our life and our substances, is the most important thing I can teach you. So go to the bottom of the screen, go click on my link, check it out, get into that email sequence, get that survival guide, start learning, start applying. In addition, I have the podcast, the Quit Vaping podcast. In addition, I offer a course that's a DIY course, and I have a coaching program specifically designed for mothers like you if you want to jumpstart everything and just get going on it. And what I want to offer to you is if you're pregnant and if urgently trying to quit vaping, go get the survival guide and then check out my consultation form and get on a consult with me so I can try to sell you coaching that will completely solve this issue for you as fast as possible and permanently. If you're not ready for that, go get the survival guide for free, get in that email sequence, start reading it, start reading the emails, and I will be here to support you every step of the way, but you have to show up halfway for me and I will show up fully for you. My name is Andrew Cipriano. I'm really happy you watched this video. Stop beating yourself up. It's not helping, it's making the problem worse. And I will see you in the survival guide and hopefully one day on a consultation.